Journal Bliss by Violet. So, let's take a look at Journal Bliss. The thing I like about Journal Bliss and that attracted me was the actual imagery and the drawings that she actually creates throughout, and it's almost as if she's handwritten quite a lot of the pages as well. It's we have the introduction in terms of the content, silencing your inner critic. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 actual chapters, and then it talks about you learn a bit more about Violet and her work, and it goes through, as I say, it's very colourful, a very bright book. This is a nice book for you to work through and to come up with additional ideas. So silencing your inner critic. We all have an inner critic. Some of us have different ways of doing it, and so she gives you examples and things that you can do to recognize what things the inner critic is saying, but also to work around them. And working in your journal kind of give you some affirmations that you can start working in your journal. So the fanciful lettering is something that I come back to time and time again, because I'm not necessarily keen on my own handwriting in terms of journals, and so I always find it's nice to kind of get some ideas as to, you know, some swirls you can put on, or some ways. These are some great examples of ways you can write in your journal and create lovely journal pages. And as you can see, you can see throughout, these are examples of her journal pages that you can say, maybe let me try this technique and see how you get on, using wavy lines, using different you know, capitals as well as smaller letters to create wording. Borders, so again, examples of borders that you can create for yourself, or you can trace these if you think, you know, okay, well, I can't think of what to do, let me trace these. That's a nice background paper actually, so you can create a background paper like that. So it's got a great range of ideas, doodles, drawing, flourishes, faces, backgrounds, creating background pages. I love creating background pages, and so she gives you different textures, different materials that you can use, writing on the backgrounds. Look at this, the fullness of this texture. We've got stamping here, we've got swirls, we've got newspaper print collage, we've got printed paper as well, we've got tissue paper all over it. So it's nice to be able to play and work through, and it's all about focusing on the journey. We have a gratitude journal page. You can make a gratitude journal page, things that you're grateful for. It's always good to think about that kind of thing. It talks, you know, a little bit more about her family, her children, telling stories, the way that we can tell stories about our lives using our journal. Thinking about questions that we could perhaps ask ourselves. Self-portraits. What do you see? What would you say to your younger self? What would you say to your older self? And self-care, meditation, the importance of reflection and taking time out. And then we find out a bit about her cottage and a bit about herself, and it gives you details of how to connect with her. So it's a lovely book. I mean, it's similar if you look at the compared to Tracy Batista's book, it's similar in that it's got different fonts on each page, but the fonts in this one are very similar, unless she's talking, when she's giving you instructions, they're typed and some of them are written, but there's less variety of fonts, and it's just a little bit easier on the eye, but it's still filled with, you know, equally as, you know, some nice exercises and things that you can try.